Okay, so now we are going to do Scorpio. Let's do Scorpio. Scorpio. How are you, Scorpio? This is for the middle of October, meaning from the 13th to the 19th, something like that. And switch camera so you can see the cards. Okay, Scorpio, let's see what we got for you guys. Your last few weeks has been really good for you guys. You know, some people were thinking of going back to an ex, or an ex wanted to come back. But I can see that you're kind of firm. You're very similar to Cancer. No wonder, right? Your water signs plus, between a Cancer and a Scorpion, you're kind of the same kind of being, Cancer, same thing. I just read for Cancer, and their ex want to come back, but they say, nope, sorry, I forgive once, I forgive twice. I'm not going to forgive it thrice. Is there such a word? Thrice? Twice? Twice? I think there is. Yeah, I think there is. Scorpio, this is a general reading, okay? So try not to think, do not expect the reading to guess your situation. I'm not trying to guess no one, my dear Scorpio. I don't know you, right? So what you need to do, I'll tell you a little secret. All you need to do is, universe, God, whatever you believe in, if there is a message for me, please let me have it. Thank you, with gratitude. Because you see, I'm sending it to the sign of Scorpio. Because I don't know you, John or Mary or Frank, right? So I'm sending it to the sign. Then you don't try and connect to this. Connect to your sign and say, God, if there is a message, let me have it, okay? Now, instead of when we do a personal reading, a totally different story. Then I focus on you. Whether you're in my office or whether we do it through camera, I only have one person to focus on. Right now, there's about 1 billion people might be Scorpios around the world. Think about it. So if you want to have a personal reading, even though right now it's really busy, it is about a month waiting time, but the sooner you book it, the sooner you're going to get it. Well, I mean, if it's booked a month ahead of time, I think there is a reason for it. I'm not bragging, but if you're that busy, it means that people must like what you're doing. Thank God. But the address is at the bottom left. Okay, setteaching.org. Thank you so much, Scorpio. I really appreciate it. Now, present, past 3 months, and next 3 months. The card at the bottom is very important because that's the pace setter. That's the overall bird's eye view from the spiritual side. We're going to look at the first 4 cards, but the first one is the most important. So Scorpio, you ready? Let's get it going. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, Scorpio, this is a beautiful card to start the reading with, because this is the overall kind of energy for the entire reading. So you have Temperance. Now, Temperance is a Sagittarius card. You might be dealing with a Sagittarius. But regardless, Temperance is just that. As a first meaning is, take it easy, calm down, don't stress. Things will come in due time. What belongs to you, Scorpio, nobody can take it away. So don't stress out. If something is kind of escaping you right now, if it's meant to be yours, it is yours, okay? So don't worry. So Temperance intervenes when perhaps you're stressing out, when perhaps you say, geez, I'm spinning my wheels. Why, I want to have, why is it, for instance, that I can have anyone I want, pretty much, Scorpio, but when I really like someone, they're either already married or taken or something else. So don't worry. All you have to do is, universe, send me what's mine. I'm ready. Simple as that. So Temperance is to remind you that. Just slow down. Temperate, meaning take it easy. And there is assistance for you. In other words, even though you feel sometimes that nobody's helping you, in reality, they're helping you. You're receiving help. Don't worry. Okay, Scorpio? So the next card is the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is someone who's just tired of battling. someone who's just tired of going through one relationship and the next, or perhaps, tired of the grind, tired of the grind. So you're putting the weapons away. It's almost like, okay, well, similar to temperance, I don't want to argue anymore. I don't want to stress out anymore. I don't want to, if someone doesn't like me, I'm not going to force them. I'm not going to force anyone to agree with me, even at work or friends. You know what? It's okay. I respect your opinion. I'm not going to force nothing anymore. This is a soldier who says, I do not want to fight anymore. So I'm going to hide the swords. So we're not going to keep on killing each other. And yeah, you paid the price. Look at this. Look at this. Battles, tears, missing people. So this is why your guardian angel is coming to your assistance, Scorpio, because you pay the price. And Scorpio is probably the most intense sign in the entire zodiac. So when you guys get hurt, you really get hurt, like really get hurt, So your guardian angel is intervening, say, don't worry, I'll give you the medicine. Don't worry, just calm down and just trust, just have faith. So it's a matter of having faith right now. It's a matter of saying, okay, I don't want to go through this continuous trial and error. I'm going to focus on myself for a little while and trust the universe that what's mine will come back to me. Simple as that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Like I said, very similar to Cancer, but this is exactly what I just told you. So you're going to focus on yourself. This is one cup. Now, not only one cup means you with nobody else, but look at this. What do you see here? So you are downstairs on planet Earth holding the cup, and the angel is filling it up from above. So this is about you focusing on yourself. So the universe is telling you, focus on yourself. This is the last 3 months, but it started not yesterday, but probably the last 3 months. So you're ready for a new type of life. Perhaps you're going to go on a little trip. It looks like your bags packed. You're not only ready to start from zero, meaning a new you, but you're probably ready to just go away for a little while and spend some time alone or just travel the world, something like that. You want to reinvent yourself, Scorpio. And in the meantime, you're looking after yourself. In the meantime, you're putting money aside, you're making money, you're investing money, you're buying things, but you're more focused on yourself right now. Very, very similar reading to that of Cancer. Very similar. Let's see what you're dealing with right now. As I said, Cancer got the same thing. It's unbelievable how similar you guys are. So you are going to focus on yourself. You're not going to stress anymore. You're just going to sit pretty. You know what you're doing. You're wise. You're respected. You don't really need anything immediate. You're okay. You're doing well. So you're simply going to you're going to let them come to you. You are not going to chase anything. You're going to sit pretty, look after yourself with the assistance from above. You're going to let them come to you. Too many betrayals, too much suffering in the past. You're going to have a love offer coming to you very, very soon, possibly from a fire sign. You got a message coming. Manifestation, that's you, Scorpio. Clarity, soulmate. As I said, there you go. Wow. And this is Scorpio right here. Okay, let's decipher what we have here on the table. In the center position here, Scorpio, we have the King of Wands. Regardless of the sign, which is a fire sign, what the King of Wands really suggests is stability. If you're asking me to describe this card with only one word, it's stability. If you want a second word, it would be wisdom. If you want a third word, it would be respect. So you have all of that. That's what you want. You're stable, respect, no rush. You been stabbed too many times. You suffered way too much. You played some games, yes. You did play your, your charisma. You're very charismatic. You're very smart. You're very, self. What do you call it? You know, in most of the relationship, it was always in the past. What's in it for me? Um, so you had your slice of the cake, or perhaps you had the 90% of the cake. So you kind of, that way of living is kind of, you're tired of it. Okay, you overgrown it. You realize that in the end, what is the point in having 100 relationships, but in the end your friends have a wife home and you go alone, you go home alone every night. Say, oh yeah, but I had 100 relationship, and your friends, oh, I only had two, one in high school and now my wife. Are you happy? I'm super happy. Geez, you think I had 100 relationships and now I'm alone. What is going on? Well, it's the approach, you know what I mean? So I think you're done with that. I think you're done with that. So you want your true blue love, soulmate. You had your share of disappointments, your share of, like Frank Sinatra says, my share of living and my share of crying, whatever, So yeah, you paid the price. There is no question about that. But now you want the real thing. This is the problem. This is what worries me. This is what worries me about this reading. And I'll tell you in a second. So you're there waiting, you're clear about what you want. So you're receiving offers and you're very clear. No, I want the real thing or nothing. So you're willing to wait. You want the soulmate. Let me tell you what worries me. You simply got too many choices. And when you have too many choices, you might fall for the old way of being again. When people offer themselves to you, it's not easy to say no, right? Especially if they're attractive, etc., etc. I think this is more of a test for you, Scorpio. You do what you want, but if you want true blue, then stay true blue, then behave as such. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. You know exactly what I mean. Next 3 months, Scorpio. Next 3 months, you have brand new beginnings, but the problem is that I'm going to tell you straight out, you are extremely, okay? So it's very hard for you to resist and say no, especially to say, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to be the old ways for another 6 months and then, well, maybe it's a test. Be careful, okay? Did I just say maybe it's a test? You're being judged, Scorpio, so be careful. It is a test. I just said that before I saw the card. So behave with honor, don't waste yourself. It is a test. So you're going to have several offers. Because you see, if you want to settle down with your soulmate and you want something real, you have to stop everything else, right? You have to focus on one person. So I believe this is a test. The universe is sending you all kinds of attractive people, all kinds of people. Be careful because you're being tested. That's all I'm going to say. Scorpio. As you can see, we started with this. So you're being watched from above, okay? Just be careful. You're being watched from above. Final message or challenges. Signs you might be dealing with, we have a lot of fire signs. Yeah, a lot of fire signs. Here alone, we have 2 Leos and 1 Sag. Here we have Sag. Here we have Aries. Here we have Leo. Fire sign again. Some Cancer, some Pisces, and a lot of Scorpio, and a lot of fire signs. All right, 3 final cards. A lot of thinking, Scorpio. You're going to have to think about it. Just don't rush. Don't rush. Focus on your finances for now. Focus on yourself. Build your wealth. Don't rush anything. I can see that I can see that you're listening. I can see that you're not going to be tempted, so you're going to be fine, Scorpio. Just think about it. Don't rush it. Focus on yourself for at least the next 3 months. You're going to be just fine. There's always people out there. Don't worry. There's no rush. Okay. Okay. So that's really good. Now, let's see your messages, both from your guardian angels as well as from people and the universe. Then we're going to look at the yes or no coin. Okay, my dear Scorpio. As I mentioned before, I am a Scorpio ascendant. So, 30% kind of deal. So I understand you. This is why I always wear black. I always said that. I'm a Leo. I mean, if I wear 100% Leo, it would be red and yellow and gold shirts and, I don't mean to make fun of anyone. I love him. What's his name? The Armenian Tarot, Armenian Renaissance. I love him and I watch his readings quite a bit. He's really, really good. He has a heart of gold, but he's a very young Leo, very young Leo. And the thing is, I can see myself in him when I was his age, right? Just look how, like I says, I love him. I'm not putting him down in any way. Actually, I'm promoting his channel. You should watch his channel. He's really good. What I like about him is sincere, but he's a very young Leo. He's a very young Leo, and you can tell because he's got two lions beside him and the big wings and behind them, gold shirts, and he's showing his gold chains and showing his hairy chest. I mean, anyways, that's what, if you want to know what a young Leo behaves like, or if you want to know what a 100% Leo, because you see, he's 100% Leo, like his Leo sun sign as well as ascendant. As I said, I love him, but it reminds me of when I was younger. I was not quite as flamboyant, but he's extremely flamboyant. But he's very entertaining. What I like about him is honest and he has a heart of gold. That's why I watch him at least once a week. So, but a wise, I don't want to say wise. I'm not suggesting that he's not wise. What I'm saying is a better word would be mature. See, a mature Leo is more like not as loud, or more of an observer instead of than a showman. Like when I was young, I slept with my microphone in my hand. I was always on stage singing, bands, weddings, all over the place, all over the North America. But, now I'm more like subdued and, not as loud and not as I allow people to talk and I listen. When I was younger, it's like him. He can't stop talking. I couldn't stop talking. It was me, 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 me. You know what I mean? So that's the difference. Okay. So that's so let's see what your love message is, Scorpio. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very soon. So you're gonna achieve your goal very, very soon. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Heart-to-heart conversation. So you're going to have a nice conversation. I believe you're going to find your real person, your real soulmate very, very soon. Okay, Scorpio? Okay. Message from someone. I hope that you can forgive me one day. So someone did a number on you and now they're asking for forgiveness. And like I said, some of you might have some legal issues going on. Perhaps they did more damage than I can see here. Okay, so some of you might have some legal issues. Okay, all right. Let's now look at the final coin. Yes or no? Think of your question. Scorpio, it is your answer. It is a no. Thank you so much, Scorpio. Really appreciate you. Have you subscribed to the channel? If you haven't, please, thank you. It's totally free to you, won't cost you a penny, but it really, really helps so I can offer more and more. Thank you, dear. Bye-bye.